What's going on, guys? Scrubquad here, bringing you a WWE 2011 TLC recap. But before I get into the main topics of this video, feel free to like it, leave your comments on all the matches, what you thought, down below, and feel free to subscribe to the channel right up there. So let's talk some WWE TLC. So the first match of the night was the United States Championship match between Dolph Ziggler and Ryder. And if you did not see this outcome coming, oh, that sounded really weird. But if you did not see Ryder winning this title, you are out of your mind. And you should probably just hit that subscribe button and leave. Exit out the video. Because this was so blatantly obvious. Dolph Ziggler is better than the United States Champion. And Ryder needs the United States Champion to develop his character. It was obviously coming. But there were some very good spots in this match. One spot that stood out to me the most was Ryder hit a Hurricane Rana off the top rope. Now, both of these men are pretty big men. They're not Rey Mysterio or Evan Bourne, who do these high-flying things and make a career off of it. These guys are like probably 6'2 or 6'3", 200-plus pounds. So for him to hit this move, one, it shows that he's a lot more athletic than I thought he was, and that he's willing to take risks to make himself better and to get over more with the people and develop his character. Now, from Dolph Ziggler's perspective, finally he dropped the United States title. It's sort of been dragging him down for probably at least 2 or 3 months because he's just been carrying that thing around with him. I think now that he lost the title, it'll set him up for better feuds, maybe with some man that you may have heard of named CM Punk going into the new year. I would definitely love to see that, and I'm sure everyone else would. I think WWE realized that after a few weeks ago on Raw, they had an outstanding match. So look for a Dolph Ziggler possible world title run in the future, maybe around the WrestleMania time frame. The next match was the WWE Tag Team Championship match, with Evan Bourne being back from his suspension. Air Boom faced off against the, I'm going to call them the Mexican or the Hispanic team of Primo and Epico, whatever the guy's name is. They lost, so it doesn't really matter. Air Boom retained after Evan Bourne returned from his suspension. This match was thrown together. There had really been no build-up at all, but I could possibly see Primo and Epico, the little Hispanic warriors, that's what I'll call them, possibly in the new year making a run for the title. I mean, WWE really hasn't had a tag team since Awesome Truth that, well, Awesome Truth didn't actually even challenge Airborne for the title, so no one has really challenged them at all. They've kind of just been holding it. So I think, now this isn't the greatest tag team, but the little Hispanic Warriors could possibly bring a little bit more legitimacy to the tag team division, which is something WWE has been lacking with for a while now, like too long. So another next match was between Randy Orton and Wade Barrett. Now, going into this match, a lot of people thought that Wade Barrett was going to win. It was finally his time. However, it was not his time, and I'm actually okay with that. I think it would be better for Wade Barrett to win sometime down the road at the road to WrestleMania against Randy Orton than win at TLC, which he really won't gain anything from character-wise. I mean, both men put on a great match. It was possibly one of the best matches of the night. And I definitely think that we could see a Randy Orton-Wade Barrett feud throughout the road to WrestleMania, and could possibly, if they were to face at WrestleMania, steal the show. But I thought I kind of like the Randy Orton going over in this situation. But Wade Barrett definitely he will have his time to be the top guy. Well, it may not be for very long, but he'll definitely have his time. Next, we had from young kids to the senior section of the pay-per-view. This match was Triple H and Kevin Nash. It was a TLC or a ladder match with a sledgehammer hanging above the ring, and the objective was to get the sledgehammer and use it on your opponent and pin them. And obviously, with the sledgehammer being the object hanging from the ring, it was pretty clear that Triple H was going to get this victory out. I mean, the sledgehammer is Triple H's signature weapon, and Kevin Nash is old. Let's not forget that. Why have him win and then drag his wrestling out? That is unnecessary. Now, after this match, Kevin Nash tweeted that something to the effect of a great way to end with someone I love, thanks Paul, which if you don't know, Triple H's real name is Paul. So this will probably be the last time we see Kevin Nash for maybe a year or two, 6 months, somewhere around that time frame. I mean, he's not a main eventer anymore, so it's not like anyone should really be bothered by that. I mean, he was good while he lasted. WWE definitely could have used him more in that feud with CM Punk and Triple H, but they sort of blew that one. So I think Kevin Nash's time in the WWE was good while it lasted for now, and hopefully we'll see him in the future down the road involved in some other good storylines. So this next match was between Sheamus and Jack Swagger. It was pretty much thrown together after Jack Swagger went complaining to Teddy Long. I mean, it was still a good match, but for thrown together, I don't really like that about WWE. They don't build matches enough coming into it, and they just throw them together expecting to get a good reaction. Sheamus went over in this match. No surprise there. Sheamus is a fully established, or not fully, but he's an established, I guess you could say star, he's been in the main event, and that's something Jack Swagger has severely lacked in ever since he lost that World Heavyweight title last year, 2 years ago. He hasn't really had that the main event presence, but hopefully this feud can maybe play out a little bit more. Why have it at a pay-per-view if it's only going to be a one-time thing? So you think that maybe we'll see this at the Royal Rumble, or maybe like during the match these two will have a little square off. But it was a good match for something that was thrown together like the day of the pay-per-view. So next we had the World Heavyweight Championship match over probably close to 1,000 pounds sitting in the ring. Probably over 1,000 pounds actually if you include the referee. It was a good match. I think what happened with this match was that last week on Monday Night Raw, Mark Henry faced off against John Cena and was legitimately injured. So they put Big Show over in this match, and Big Show is the new champion. But it's not over yet. Big Show has been damaged. They had a chairs match. Out comes Daniel Bryan, and he cashes in, and he is the new World Heavyweight Champion. Now this is sort of interesting to me, because if maybe I'm the only one who really noticed, but over these past couple months, Daniel Bryan has never been winning on Monday Night Raw or Friday Night SmackDown, whichever one he appears at. He's sort of been getting squashed by Alberto Del Rio, Mark Henry, Wade Barrett, anyone he's been losing to, and they give him the championship. So to me, that shows that WWE has faith in Daniel Bryan, that he will be able to have at least a solid run, maybe like a month or two, possibly drop it at the Royal Rumble, or maybe on like Christmas Eve edition of SmackDown this Friday. But it shows that they have confidence in him, and that's good when you should have won the first season of NXT. And he's just had a little on and off career, but I think it's good for him to get this. He's definitely one of WWE's best in-ring workers, and he has that infamous label lock throughout the WWE locker room, similar to the crossface of Chris Benoit. So congratulations to Daniel Bryan, the new World Heavyweight Champion. Next we had the Cody Rhodes vs. Booker T showdown. Now this match was actually one of the better matches of the night. That's awfully surprising because Booker T, he's definitely not the youngest superstar in the world, and he didn't show much, if any, ring rust at all. He actually performed amazing for his age, I guess you could say. And of course Cody Rhodes, one of WWE's brightest superstars, performed even better and picked up the win. This match had been after Cody Rhodes had attacked Booker T from behind twice, so I don't think this is the end of this feud. Possibly at the Royal Rumble, I think we'll definitely see it carry on throughout the end of the year and on into next year. But it was a good match from Booker T and elevated Cody Rhodes, who hopefully next year will get a major run, or not major, but at least dip his feet in the water of the main event. Speaking of the main event for tonight's pay-per-view was the WWE Championship match, TLC match between The Miz, Alberto Del Rio, and CM Punk. Now this match had a ton of offensive spots from each competitor. They all looked good. But in the end, CM Punk came out with the win, grabbing the title from the top. Not a big shocker. CM Punk is the hottest thing that WWE has. He's, ever since his little promo, or his pipe bomb promo from the summer, he has been like selling merchandise like no other. And I think it's been really good for CM Punk. And hopefully, like I said earlier in the video, look for that CM Punk Dolph Ziggler feud sometime throughout 2012. Hopefully at WrestleMania, because these two can work well together, and I think it would just be really good for CM Punk to help elevate someone like Dolph Ziggler. So overall, it was a very good pay-per-view, and there's one thing, or one name, that I did not mention throughout this whole pay-per-view. John Cena did not appear at TLC. So what are your guys' thoughts about that? John Cena, who is pretty much seen as the face of WWE, did not show his face at TLC at all. He didn't interfere with a match. He didn't like come on camera. He was MIA. Now, Cena had stated that earlier on his Twitter, and someone sort of called him out like, "Oh, dude, shut up. You're actually going to be there," and Cena wasn't. So a lot of people have been saying, "Oh, Cena sucks. Cena sucks." Well, how well did the pay-per-view turn out? I thought it turned out pretty well without John Cena, but I don't think WWE can consistently put out these high or upper quality pay-per-views without their biggest star. But overall, I think it was a very good pay-per-view. And like I said in the beginning, remember to like this video, comment down below, and hit that subscribe button. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.